Welcome to the I Ching Cafe. My name is Belinda Dubston, and here we are at our monthly I Ching forecast for the month of November 2024. Next month will be the last month of 2024, so let us ramp up our energy and our focus together as we work towards maximizing what this year could mean for us. So before we get into this month's overview, we always cast our minds back. October 2024. What were we focusing on? What were we working through? And we certainly had our hands full with the very strong intensity of Hexagram 21 biting through those two changing lines that brought us some extra insights to work through. And of course, our second hexagram for the whole month, 23, stripping, splitting apart, disintegrating, cutting back, clearing out. Quite an interesting duo where we were asked to be energetic and vigorous and to tackle the things in our way and to find ways of vigorously approaching in and through the obstacles in front of us. That old piece of dried leather stuck in the mouth. And then also stripping away what's excess, what's old, what doesn't work, moving forward, finding a way of embracing the new by recognizing that the old no longer works, but we have to clear it out in order to move forward. Right, so with that in mind, and perhaps you have some thoughts around what October's energy meant for you, how it worked for you, how it felt to work with those two hexagrams and those changing lines, let's get stuck into this month's forecast. You know how I love patterns and cycles and repeating themes because it's like a real person is speaking to us. The I Ching master is speaking to us and telling us the work in November is still not done, because what do we have as our main hexagram? Can you guess? Hexagram 21 biting through. She is back. He's back. It's back. Okay. We are working with this energy again. There is work that we started in October of biting through vigorously. Energy, tiger energy, bringing our inner Alexander the Great with his big sword to cleave through the knots. Okay, we are bringing that exuberant power energy to November as well. There is work we started in October, and the work is not yet finished. So here we are working through in the month of November on the same flow. Okay, so to recap, we work with this idea that our open mouth, okay, which is, look at the structure of the hexagram, is the top and the bottom jaw, like your top row of teeth and your bottom row of teeth, with a big open mouth in between, top jaw, bottom jaw. And in the middle of that jaw is an obstacle. Something is preventing the teeth from biting down. Okay, it's described as an old piece of leather, a piece of wood, a restraint, a restriction that's in your mouth that's preventing you from getting the nourishment you need. How do we deal with this? Because each of these hexagrams gives us a strategy how to work with the highest and the best through what is in front of us. The path of development is being brought to us in this moment. Okay, so we are not yet growing up and growing through the action and the vigorous energy called to us from this hexagram. So we tackle, as we did in last month, we tackle this month the focus of understanding what are the obstacles. Where do we feel stuck? It's a great tool. Whether or not you have a team, perhaps it's in your family, you can implement the same idea, but if you have a team, this is a great tool to sit down with your team every morning and say, from the day before, what were the wins? Okay, because there's always a win, no matter how badly a day is. Maybe the day just, coming to an end is a win sometimes when it's really tough. There's always a win. But what we also think about are, what was the roadblock? What are the challenges that are in my way for the next 24, 48 hours that I feel stuck? Where do I feel stuck? And sometimes our ability to not move forward comes because we don't actually understand the state we're in. We're feeling something, but it's not conscious. The conscious awareness is not there that we are stuck. Okay, we might feel awful, feel uncomfortable, feel irritated, lashing out at other people, whatever might be the way that we try to deal with an energy that we don't understand. And the process of saying, where am I stuck? Where do I feel that this issue is sticking? Where is it not flowing? Where do I feel the obstacle is? And it's a very powerful conversation to have internally and to have with people around you, have with your team members. Where are we stuck? Okay, let's apply our energy to getting unstuck. This is what this hexagram is all about. It's a wonderful, intense energy that is with us now for the second month in a row to help us bring that energy to release something that's stuck in the mouth, okay? Something that's blocking our nourishment, whether that's cash, friendships, joy, well-being, health, whatever it might be. There's something in the way. And our task is to take responsibility for smiting it, okay? Vigorous action. This is not a situation where we just let things evolve. Let's see where this all pans out, because you're going to be as stuck, if not more stuck, and a whole lot more frustrated by the time we get to November if you don't take the action. Okay, so work with this. This might not resonate with you in November. There might not be a feeling of stuckness, a feeling of particular issues. It might just be one big issue. It might be a whole lot of different things. Let your life guide you. And if it's not for you, if you don't feel a resonance, then put it aside. Look for other things to inspire you with in November. Now, working with this hexagram, one of the changing lines from last month is repeated. We only have one changing line, and we rather say that this month, and it's one of the changing lines from last month. Okay, so there's like a doubling of focus here. Not only do we have the same hexagram, we also have one of the changing lines from last month has returned. Right, now, timing, because we're working with the monthly, I like giving you the timing suggestion because we've got a longer period of time to work through, so we can see the patterns. It's easier to work with. And so, because we have only one changing line, it breaks the period from the beginning of November to the end of November into two. Okay, so around about from the beginning of the month up until about the 15th, you can see this first changing line in its growing phase. It starts off small, it gets louder and louder and louder as the month goes on until we hit the middle path. And then the middle path, 15th November, we start shifting that changing line towards the second outcome hexagram. Okay, so this is changing line position 1. Do you remember from last month that this line was about the toes, okay, or the feet being obstructed, locked in the stocks? Okay, so we've got like, a barricade over our toes or over our feet that's preventing us from walking and moving forward. It speaks about the early stages. Remember, this is the first changing line. What comes in first is what's arriving, new things. It's the early stages of this kind of stuckness. And it's a feeling of being obstructed and being able to move forward. Okay, because the feet and the toes are obstructed. We aren't able to run, move, or make progress. So for the first 15 days, watch out for the same energy we had for the first 10 days of last month of feeling stuck and feeling unable to move forward in the way and the pace that you would like. What do we take from this feeling of stuck, the toes being locked? Is that the restraint is helping you. Okay, the obstruction is slowing you down, is helping you to avoid a bigger or worse problem. Okay, so there's something around this process wherever we feel stuck, right, will be an area where potentially we are needing to reframe, rethink, take time out, think about the situation deeply, think about your situation or where you're going and what you're trying to do in a new way. And I don't know about you, but there have been so many times in my life where I look back at a situation where I was obstructed, and it's so clear how the obstruction was helping me. And I'm sure you have had the same experience. It's that kind of energy this month, working with this changing line. Wherever we feel that stuckness, we need to think differently, take time out, not get caught up in the toes being stuck. Accept the stuckness, right? And see the metaphor, the symbol that is presenting, that we can learn from, that we can take from, that we can apply in rethinking and reframing what it is we want to do. Because when we have clarity and we're in the right zone of flow around what it is we're trying to do in a situation, it's just, okay, hot knife through butter. And so the situation, it might be one small thing for you this month, is helping you to think and reframe, okay, and be in a different space around what moving forward looks like. Okay, there's something here that needs a rethink. And that's what this line is helping us to achieve. So quite simply, one changing line. We're up to the 15th of November. We can go back and re-watch last month's episode from a different perspective, similar words, similar concepts, but maybe there's something else that can help you in last month's episode on this hexagram, on this changing line. So that gives us an outcome hexagram. We have one changing line, right? That creates a flow to a second hexagram. They sit in parallel, okay, well, one evolves into the other, but they really are both online for the whole period, for the month of November. And so last month we had hexagram 23, stripping back, cutting back, saving the structure by reinforcing the pillars. This month we have hexagram 35, progress. Okay. So much easier to flow with this hexagram than 23, stripping. Okay. So in this month, the energy is there. There's still work to do, but it starts to shift. Despite feeling stuck for the first 2 weeks, this energy of progress connects us to making wonderful progress and moving forward. The sun is rising above the earth. That's the fire above earth, right? The fire trigram above the earth trigram. And the sun is rising up in the sky above the earth and shining light on all. Gentle, natural advancement. You don't feel you have to force it. You don't have to do anything. You just have to allow the progress to unfold. Hot knife through butter. Okay. So despite the first few weeks where things are a little still sticky, okay, carrying over the energy from last month, we start to see the shift out of the obstacles where we're trying to wrestle with them, right? Wrestle, right? Action, decisions, action. And this whole Alexander the Great analogy, that story that I gave you in last month's episode. And then, wow, the energy shifts and we start making progress. Okay, so we've got to hang in there and be focused and vigilant and energetic in the first few weeks to make sure we maximize releasing these knots, okay? Releasing the things that are in the mouth. And then the flow becomes much, much more evident to us. That is November, right? We are barreling towards the end of the year. Who knows how next month will look, and going into our new forecast for 2025. Can you believe it? What that might hold for us, what we're being asked to develop and grow through in the year to come. For now, though, for this month, we are focusing on still biting through the obstacles, being tiger-like and vigorous, and taking charge of the situation and standing up for what's right, okay? Exacting justice, bringing out the sword, and recognizing that where the path is stuck, a rethink is required, but progress is on the cards. The sun is shining, it's going to ease up, and we're going to feel a sense of moving forward as we head towards the end of the month. Thank you so much for being here. This was meaningful to you. Please, thumbs up, a like would be really great. And of course, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to get the updates straight into your app. And of course, you can also follow on the podcast version if you like podcasts as much as I do. Thank you so much. I value and appreciate you for being here with me. We are doing this together. We are mastering life together, I affirm. Thank you and enjoy the month ahead.